Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. What we're going to be doing in this video is proving to everyone out there that the combat record here in Advanced Warfare is completely and 110% broken. It just does not work a lot of times. So right there at the very beginning of the gameplay here, I wanted to show you guys that I was in the same lobby. You know, I was trying to make sure everything's on the up and up in this video. I showed you guys that we're in this lobby, that the next map was going to be Search and Destroy on Riot. You got to see the gamer tags of people that are in the lobby, so you can see that it's the exact same lobby that you're going to be seeing in this gameplay. And of course, all that great stuff. You saw my win-loss ratio, you saw my kill-death ratio, you saw how many kills I had, and at the end of the video, you're going to be seeing those stats and how they differ after one single match of Search and Destroy. So, just a few days back, I made a video called Entering First Prestige again, because I entered First Prestige on my second account, which is the account I used to play on when I had the game early. And then, of course, after the game came out, all my friends started getting the game and whatnot, I started playing on my main account with all those guys, right? And I entered First Prestige again, and I showed you guys my stats, and I started explaining in that video that I feel as though the win-loss record in this game is broken, because we lose so infrequently in Call of Duty that I've actually been able to keep track of every loss I have up at this point right now. In total, we have 7 losses since the release of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And at the time, I think I had something like 4 losses when I made that video. And I tried to explain to everyone, like, this win-loss ratio is broken. I don't know why it's broken, but it is broken, because I should have like an 18.0 win-loss ratio, but it's saying I have like a 4.0. It's just like adding a bunch of losses to my account for really no reason. I'm not exactly sure why. And a lot of people in that video were like, Nero, you just rage quit a lot. Nero, why are you lying about your win-loss ratio? Obviously, your win-loss ratio wouldn't lie. And as I'm sitting here thinking, like, losing credibility to some people out there, I'm like, no, I'm not lying. It's actually broken. And I could not figure out exactly how it was broken. The only thing I could come up with in my head was, okay, maybe they're just randomly adding losses to my account so everybody has a bad win-loss ratio. I couldn't figure out why it was possibly like this until I saw a video by your boy Wings of Redemption, which I'm sure some of you guys are aware of. You guys have seen some of his videos. He did a video talking about his impressions of Advanced Warfare, and I watched it because I respect Wings. I've been watching him since 2009, so I want to see his opinion on Advanced Warfare. And throughout the video, he actually discussed his woes with the combat record, because he's having the exact same problem that I am having. So he has actually found out that when you play Search and Destroy, every round that you lose in Search and Destroy counts as a loss on your win-loss record, which is kind of similar to what it did back in Call of Duty 4 and in World at War. Back in Call of Duty 4 and World at War, if you guys don't know, every round of Search and Destroy counted as either a win or a loss. Depending on if you won the round, you got a win put on your record. If you lost, you got a loss put on your record. That's how it was in Call of Duty 4 and in World at War. And since then, it's never been like that. Like Modern Warfare 2 and on, Search and Destroy is always just giving you one win and one loss, depending on if you won or lost that particular match. Well, here in Advanced Warfare, you do get a loss every time you lose a round in Search and Destroy, but you don't get a win every time you win a round in Search and Destroy. So if you want to get a win in Search and Destroy, like get a win put on your combat record from a game of Search and Destroy, you need to actually go ahead and win all 6 rounds. Like, you need to actually win the overall match. You can lose as many rounds as you want as long as you win the overall match. And at that point, you actually get a win put on your combat record. But every single round that you lose will count as a loss on your win-loss record. And because of that, you're going to be seeing at the end of this video, even though we win this Search and Destroy match, my win-loss ratio actually drops even though I won. You're going to see that I actually get 1 win put on my combat record and a bunch of extra losses put on my combat record, just because they completely broke it with Search and Destroy here. And that's not the only culprit. That is not the only culprit. I just now started playing Search and Destroy just last night here in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, right? What was breaking my combat record before, and the reason why it was so low compared to what it should have been when I made my Entering First Prestige video, is because Domination has the exact same problem. It has the exact same problem. So, as you guys know, Domination here in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is pretty similar to how it worked in Black Ops 2, whereas there's a halftime where after like 5 minutes or so into the match, it actually goes to a half, then the teams switch sides, and then they start playing again until either the time limit runs out or the score limit, right? That's how Domination's played in Black Ops 2. It's the same as how it's played here in Advanced Warfare. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are losing at halftime in domination, that gives you a loss. Like, that gives you a freaking loss, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. So you will get a loss if you go into the half of domination and you're losing. A loss gets put on your combat record, but a win does not get put on your combat record for that. The only time you can actually get a win is if you actually go ahead and win the overall domination match. So if you're losing at the half, but you come back and win, you're going to get 1 win and 1 loss put on your combat record from the exact same game. But as you guys can see right here, the game is over. I started off slow, but I came back towards the end. I ended up getting 10 kills in that search and destroy match. Now let's go look at my combat record and see what has changed. As you can see, I now have 10 more kills because going into that particular match, I had 1,995 kills. Now I have 2,005 kills. So I got the 10 kills I got for that match. As you guys can see, I have 99 wins going into that match. After the match, I have 100 wins. But as you guys can see, my win-loss ratio drops from a 1.13 down to a 1.03, even though we won the match. So that's it. I proved everybody that I'm just not crazy. I'm not lying about rage quitting or anything like that. Domination and search and destroy and probably a bunch of other game modes, but those are mainly the ones I play, like kill confirmed and domination and ground war and search and destroy, stuff like that. I haven't tested out a whole lot of the other stuff, but chances are anything in this game that has a round end or a half or anything like that, chances are if you're losing at that round or you lost a half or something like that, chances are this combat record is going to give you a loss, because over there at Sledgehammer Games, where they had 3 years and nearly infinite amounts of money to put together this game, they can't add a simple calculator into the game. It's just a bug. It's a bug, and it's completely demolished everyone's win-loss ratios. I've talked about this on Twitter and a lot, actually, and a bunch of people have been talking to me about their win-loss ratios are unusually low because they usually play with friends. You know, they don't usually lose that much. And for me, like, my win-loss ratio actually means a lot to me. Like, I like to see how many times I actually win, because for me in Call of Duty, the only thing I care about is trying to win the match. That's really all I care about. You know, when I entered 10th Prestige, for those of you guys that are longtime fans, when I entered 10th Prestige in Modern Warfare 3, my win-loss ratio was a 17.0. It was above a 17.0. Like, I got 17 wins for every single loss I got. I mean, it was just really, really good. And I think in Black Ops 2, it's something like a 5 or a 6.0 win-loss ratio. Like, I just like my win-loss ratio. I like to try and win a ton of games. I like that. That's how I have fun with Call of Duty. But here in Advanced Warfare, it's broken. You know, we lose so infrequently that I can actually keep track. I can actually keep track of how many losses that we've gotten. I've gotten 7 total losses since the game came out, and I have over 100 wins. But according to my combat record here, it's a 1.13. If I continue to play Search and Destroy, where we don't just 6-0 the opposing team every single time, then I'm going to continue to get losses on there, and eventually my win-loss ratio is going to be negative, even though I've lost 7 total times in Advanced Warfare and I have over 100 plus wins. You know, it's just completely broken. Over there at Sledgehammer Games, they broke it, man. Maybe a patch will come out that'll fix this, but it's not going to be able to fix our stats, because there's going to be no real way to prove anything unless they were to completely wipe all of our win-loss ratios and have us start over or something like that. You know, they're not going to be able to fix this. They may be able to patch it so you don't end up getting losses when you don't deserve it, like when you're playing Search and Destroy and Domination and stuff like that. But overall, they're not going to be able to just go in there and fix our win-loss ratio. So there's a year of broken win-loss ratios. But at least I was able to prove this to you guys here in this video, and that I'm not crazy, and that I'm not lying about rage quitting or anything like that. It's just the game itself is actually broken in terms of win-loss ratio and the combat record. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel here if you guys are new, because I post a ton of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare content. Once again, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.